All right, so we are standing in front of an absolute monster truck. This is every kid's dream right here. This is called the Rossmonster Baja Plus. Luke, you want to show us around?
Yeah, step in the side door here. We're just driving so that the top was down. We're gonna push this button right inside the door here, and it's gonna take about 20 seconds for this to raise.
That's cool. So basically that little pop top up there is what you said lowers the center of gravity? Or
Correct, yeah, so this is gonna travel about 16 inches as it goes up. And so that's gonna give you over 6.5 feet of standing room inside.
Yeah.
But going down the road, you're under 10 feet tall.
That's awesome. Yeah, so it makes the driving more smooth, you said.
Yeah, you know, the center of gravity is super important, but also just the overall profile being less tall. That means you're catching less like side wind, you're catching less wind from the front, so you're getting better fuel economy. As we go off-road, you know, you're not, you know, getting into the branches and the trees out high like some of these big vehicles.
Exactly, yeah. And it's impressive the way you guys did. You guys are definitely the only ones who do something like this, right? I haven't seen anybody else really doing it. But you don't compromise anything on the inside, like the living space and everything. Like you still have everything. You're gonna get to see that here in a second.
Yeah. Cool. Well, we can hop in.
All right, so walking in here, you guys saw the pop top come up, it goes up and down, but as you can see, you don't really compromise on anything even with that pop top. And what's incredible about this is this actually has another pop top for extra sleeping. So there's what is that, a queen size?
Queen size, a little bit bigger than a queen.
Yeah, and then there's sleeping for extra people up there as well. So yeah, Luke, show us around, tell us about this.
So this is our LX layout that features the full wet bath at the front. So you've got full shower enclosure, toilet in there. Let's step in. We'll see if Thor has it clean in there or not.
It's pretty clean.
Something that is actually new and rather exciting. We're offering recirculation showers in all of our products now. So that's gonna be an option that you'll see on all 26 order sheets. I've had a prototype in my unit all summer and it's awesome. It essentially takes 3/4 of a gallon of water and recirculates it. So it goes through a filter, through a UV filter, and then a reheat loop. And so you can take an infinite shower on 3/4 of a gallon of water.
Impressive.
And then when you're done with your shower, you turn it off, it flushes that, and the next person can start fresh.
Nice.
So you really can take as long of a shower as you want, and it really helps the water capacity in here go longer.
And so that's also a heated shower as well.
Correct. Yeah. So it reheats that loop, so you can keep making it hotter and hotter. The other kind of cool, fun side effect is we're using the same water, so we've upped the spec on the pump, so you get this really high pressure water experience that you would never do in a standard shower because it would use too much water.
Yeah.
And so that's been pretty fun to test, and I was lucky enough to have one in my unit, but now that is going to be an option in 26.
And so even though it's like recycling it pretty fast, that's enough to actually clean all of the water?
Correct, yeah, so it fully filters the water.
That's really cool.
I've beat the crap out of mine. I've tried to get in dirty after mountain biking and put a bunch of mud into the system, and I haven't been able to break it yet.
That's impressive. Yeah, my wife would love that.
Yeah.
Infinite shower inside of one of these.
Yeah.
That's impressive. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is very spacious as well. You could travel with an entire family in here very comfortably. There's separate sleeping areas. There's separate areas to kind of hang out between here and the actual cab. There's a shower built in. What else can you tell us about this?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of touched on it. You've got 3-in-1 convection air fryer microwave here, your 2-burner induction, lots of storage. We got,
wow, nice and organized. It's nice that everything has its own place. I don't know why I picked up a knife, but well, thanks.
Yeah, but bomber knives, these are awesome accessories that we sell. But yeah, you sleep in the front. This dinette converts to a bed as well, and then you might as well open the pop top here because it's fun to see. We do these passes in a cool way, so this ladder is just integrated into there. We're gonna come here.
Hold on one sec, Leo. Can I go outside for this?
That was pretty fast.
So super easy to set up. So this is cool. You can access your roof if you want to. This is a completely separate sleeping space, so you really get that 2-room environment.
Yeah, no, it's massive up here. You could easily sleep to it all. It's very comfortably. It's very spacious. Talk to us about the insulation on these.
Yeah, so this is going to be somewhere between a ground tent and inside your fully insulated vehicle. You do benefit from the climate control of the vehicle, so you're significantly more comfortable than a ground tent. But at the end of the day, this is a fabric wall. It is a nice thick canvas.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be as insulated as your full composite structure below.
Absolutely. But I mean, you're camping. I mean,
Yeah.
this is a big luxury to have, to be able to comfortably sleep. I think even more because does that dinette turn into a
Yeah.
bed as well?
Like you could sleep 6 in here if you wanted to.
Okay. Yeah, that's impressive for such a small space and how capable this is. Now, the roof over here, people are going to ask, is it walkable? Can you know,
Yeah.
cool stuff here?
You can walk on the roof. At the end of the day, there's not a lot of versatility. Really, primary versatility is this acts like a roof rack if you want. So if you wanted to put load bars on this and put a kayak or something up here, this functions as a roof rack. You can stand on our composite roof.
Nice.
But there's not a lot of fun to be had.
Yeah. And so does getting a pop top on this vehicle or any of your other vehicles, does that affect the amount of solar you can put on here?
It does affect the amount on the Plus. You get slightly less solar. You do benefit from being able to angle your panels. So if you park facing south, you can increase your solar efficiency quite a bit. But you do have slightly less solar on the units with the pop top.
Yeah. And so this is essentially an option on all yours, right?
All the rigs except for the trail.
Yep. Awesome. That's incredible. Thank you for showing us up here. Looks pretty cool. It's a nice view is what I'll say. It's like a penthouse up here.
Yeah, and these side zip down, and so you really have this whole like panoramic.
That's really cool. Awesome. Thank you, Luke.
So this is that queen bed we were talking about. This is 60 by 84 inches, so a little bit bigger than a queen for those extra tall folks out there. You've got storage in the front. You've got a skylight, there that has screen and blackout on it. And then definitely a highlight of these trucks is the pass-through. So is that curtain that was making it super quiet as we're going down the road, but this guy rolls up. You got lots of space to go in and out of the cab there. If you want to crawl up there and test it out, you can.
Very easy.
So this is one of the highest pass-throughs out there, and with the way that we modify those rear seats, we really make it easy to go in and out.
And I like how this is like nice and comfortable.
Yeah, it's
Obviously,
padded because you got to get on your knees there.
Makes it much easier, even to get in. Very nice.
Sweet, well, should we put this thing down and we'll head back?
It's cool how you guys still kept the windows, even though, it goes up and down. That makes it feel more spacious inside too.
Yeah, and it's also cool, the top blocks the window, so it's like one less point for people to look in or break in to the vehicle when it's down.
So when people are sleeping in one of these, do they typically leave it up or down, or just entirely up to them?
When you're at camp, you're definitely gonna want it up. It's so quick to put it up and down that there's no reason not to.
Fair. I'm still impressed by these massive wheels. They're huge. So in terms of like off-road capabilities, like this one's obviously more capable than like a Baja, right?
It goes both.
Sorry, not Baja. I mean the
vans.
the-
Yeah. I mean, the trucks are for sure the pinnacle of capability.
Yeah.
It's not that the vans can't go places, but these are going to be more capable, more ground clearance, true 4-wheel drive.
Yeah.
On the trail, you've got locking diffs.
So this tour is about to get way more interesting because we're going to be doing donuts and that. I'm just kidding. But we are going to be test driving it, which is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to get a feel for it. So let's jump in.
Cool, let's go. I'll let you drive.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, so first impressions, it really does drive like a pickup truck. It doesn't drive how you would expect it, because you look at this like massive vehicle, you think it's going to be very heavy, harder to turn, not as smooth, maybe not as powerful, but no thing is powerful for sure. How much does this weigh, Luke?
Yes, you're right at like 14.5 with that rooftop tent on.
Yeah, 14.5. How does that compare to other truck campers on the market?
So a lot of the campers that are built on this 550 chassis, get very close to 95, which is GVWR in this vehicle. So, we're about 4,000 pounds lighter than a lot of its direct competitors, which helps with, its get up and go. It makes it stop quicker. And then, again, the magic of Baja is its low center of gravity. So you're not feeling any of that body roll in that dirt.
And I mean, you don't have to take like super wide turns as well. I'm noticing like it's pretty nimble.
Yeah.
How does this feel like taking it like off-roading? Have you guys done that?
We definitely off-road these vehicles. like both Baja Plus and the Trail do exceptionally well. You're gonna have slightly bigger tires on this vehicle, got a little bit better ground clearance. I would say my personal opinion is I like the way the Trail drives slightly better off-road. The Carly suspension is a little bit more playful than the Liquid Springs. Liquid Springs, I think, is excellent on the highway. You are adding pressure to your low side in a corner.
Yeah.
So you feel like you're really locked in and you're on the train tracks. Off-road, sometimes you can drive your tire into like a hole and it won't react exactly right. So you get this feeling of bottoming out even though you're not. And so I'd say the Liquid Springs is very much designed around crawling off-road speeds, where the Trail with the Carly system, you can get into some of that higher speed, more playful stuff. You know, at the end of the day, you should be making responsible decisions on how you drive these vehicles, especially off-road. But generally, this is going to excel on the highway and be very supportive off-road, but at slower speeds.
Awesome. And I'm also noticing it's very quiet. I was not expecting it to be this quiet. We're just driving the chassis itself and there's nothing behind us. There's no home there.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely the magic is when you think about this compared to the Sprinter van.
Yeah.
You're not listening to all your stuff. You still have the convenience of the pass-through in the bottom up, but it's separated. So whether your little bits of gear are making a noise back there, you're really not hearing it at all.
And why is that? Is it because of the box you guys put on it? Like, how did you suppress the noise so much?
So it's that pass-through. Yeah, right. So, I mean, it's an insulated cover that comes through there. And then you just generally, it's less space that we're trying to silence. In the Haven, we put a partition curtain there that does a lot as well, but it's just a much larger open space that you're dealing with.
Awesome. It's very fun to drive. The stopping is really good on it. It picks up really nicely. I would have expected it to pick up slower. Again, just assuming it's going to be, because this thing looks like a tank from the outside, right? Literally like a military vehicle almost. But it literally drives like you're literally just driving the chassis. It feels like that's it.
Yes, you'll notice like you didn't get any of that like whiplash.
Because that was a pretty deep little ditch right there that we just drove through. It felt very smooth. It didn't really feel like we hit it.
Yeah.
Polaris invited us, I think 2 years ago, to test drive their side-by-sides.
Cool.
In Utah, and that was like an 8-hour just straight off-roading for a really long time. And their suspension and everything was really nice, felt really smooth. And so that's kind of like the type of vibes I'm getting on this.
Yeah.
Because obviously they design everything for like off-road use, but like this feels like it's very off-road capable as well.
And that is like a common misconception is these vehicles are extremely capable off-road, but everything we do is with on-road performance as the primary goal, because no matter how much you spend time off-road,
Yeah,
you got to drive on the pavement to get there.
absolutely, 100%. So you guys are using liquid spring suspensions. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
So the way that liquid springs work is it's replacing your shocks and springs, with a single hydraulic piston cylinder. And so it's a compressible liquid that is doing both your spring and dampening at the same time. And so we've got position sensors at all 4 corners, and you're changing the pressure in those cylinders continuously. So on the road, the way that you're going to feel that is, let's say we're cornering and you typically have body roll.
Yeah.
You're going to send more pressure to the outside strut and you're going to feel super balanced. Or you're in an emergency braking scenario. Instead of having big brake dive, you're going to send more pressure to the front and keep all your tires evenly planted on the road. The other cool thing, which we could hit here as we go into the camper, you've got essentially earth level mode. And so we hit auto here, and you're going to see we're about a degree off in both directions. And so you feel those corners independently adjusting to level. And so we were relatively level to start, but that took like 15 seconds, and now you're 0-0 on there.
Yeah, that's incredible. So you could adjust the suspension through this little pad over here.
Yeah.
And it also kind of happens automatically.
And so you can manually adjust when we get out of the vehicle. If you wanted to drop it all the way down and get closer to the ground, you can do that. You can also adjust essentially its settings. So you've got normal, sport, and comfort. And so that adjusts essentially the way that the dampening feels. And so you can kind of tune the way the suspension feels on the fly.
Awesome, man. If you're overwhelmed by 500 plus van options, watch this. The dots on this screen represent an adult life in months, assuming a life expectancy of 90 years. So if you're 40 years old right now, this is an optimistic estimate of the 600 months you have left. Take a second to take that in. Probably not as many as you would expect, and I'm sorry to say that it does get worse because about a third of that remaining time, 200 months, is going to be spent sleeping on average. About 26 will be spent driving, 60 cooking and eating, 50 doing chores and errands, 11 taking care of personal hygiene. So that leaves you with 253 months optimistically for everything else, for actually pursuing your dreams. Take in how sad that is. Imagine getting to the age of 90 and seeing how you spent all your time, and thinking about all the things you could have done that you did not do because you waited for the perfect time, got stuck thinking about it, or were overwhelmed with research. So take a second and ask yourself, what do you want to do with that free time? Because you're just one van away from the life you've dreamed of. But today, the average person spends 23 months just researching, trying to find the perfect one, and still many end up stuck in service centers instead of national parks. And it's not their fault. The old way makes it overwhelming and leads to ruined adventures. If you're looking to invest 6 figures into a van, you deserve a better experience. That's why I want to invite you to my dream van workshop, so you can find and buy your perfect van without overwhelm or mistakes, while you still have health to truly enjoy it. Your future self is counting on the decision you make today. Claim your free ticket to the Dream Van Workshop by clicking the button below.